So maybe you're tired of trading strategies and chasing your tail round and round and worried about a trading strategy that may break down in the future. What if maybe you're looking for real solutions that you could actually implement to change your life? Well, if that's the case, I mean, you're in the right place, but also you're going to need some ETFs. We're going to have to pick good ones because we're going to put our financial future on these and we're going to try to pull out money each month. We need something that's actually going to provide that, right? So that's the point of this video, and here's the controversial part of it, right? We are taught to just want more. We want the highest producing thing, whether it's trading strategy or anything else. But here's the problem. More is not more when you're looking for real world, real life solutions. Here's what I mean. TQQQ is a favorite of mine. I've owned it. I'll own it again in the future, probably. I don't own it now. But since 2010, when it was brought out, it's made over 26,000%, whereas the SPY is just a measly 754. That's great, right? Let's put our financial future on TQQQ. No, we cannot. More is not more, because in 2022, TQQQ in 2022, it dropped crazy. Was this the worst bear market? No, but it dropped 77%. And that drop means we can't use it in real life, right? That's a huge problem. Here is TQQQ, lots of Qs. From the beginning of the bear market in 2022, for just 1 year, there it is, minus 77.57. SPY only down 13. We can live with this. We can make a financial plan for this. Even though we saw how much it can make, it's not useful. Furthermore, look, from the beginning of the bear market all the way through 2024, the end of, that's 3 years, over 3 years. Look, the more TQQQ is not more. It's way behind SPY. Why? Again, the drawdown is too big. And if we want a plan that works, drawdown matters. So here's just one more example. Plugged it into the software. If I took a $10,000 account and pulled $250 out a month, again, just an arbitrary number, from 2021 to January 2023, you'd be out of money. Now, SPY would be, or Vanguard SPY, same thing, would be struggling also, but TQQQ is gone. Lots of Qs again, okay? So that's the problem with more. So what can we do? Let's have some real solutions. Well, the best ETF is the one that you can pull money out of, not the ones that go down 77%. And by the way, TQQQ would probably have lost 99% in the dot-com crash. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, the best ETF is the one that's best on a risk-adjusted basis, meaning returns with low drawdowns. Those are the best if you want a real plan with real money in real life, okay? If we're pulling out money to live, risk-adjusted matters most. Well, how do we do that? Easy. There's such a thing called the Sortino ratio. You can look it up. Kind of a complicated formula, but the bottom line is this. It just measures how much return for how much risk you have to take on. It's basically just how much risk compared to how much drawdown, right? And anything above 1.0, so look up your favorite stock or ETF, look up Sortino ratio. Anything above 1 is great, and the higher, the better. So simple, right? It lends itself to ranking easily. We get the most bang for our buck when this number is higher, okay? So let's take a look. Quick check from 2019 to now. TQQQ, here's the Sortino ratio, 1.27. Now here are two very popular growth ETFs, VGT, QQQ. And look, because the drawdown is less, even though it makes less, the Sortino ratio much, much, much higher in these two growth ETFs. And spoiler alert, if we're going to rank the best, it's going to be one of these two, according to this, right? If you look at just an index fund, it's 1.22. Now, funnily enough, strangely enough, 1.27 is better than 1.22. The index funder's favorite is not the best if we're ranking it. Growth is better, and even this one with all of that drawdown is better. Now, that's only 2019 to now. There are different time frames we can rank these on, right? So what is the best? Well, let's look at three big ones. VT is the total world, and you'll see many videos out there on YouTube and elsewhere saying VT is the best. Why? Because it takes the whole world into consideration. It's the most diversified, and it's the best, according to arguments on paper, I guess. Here's VGT, very popular QQQ, right? Look at this. From the financial crisis to now, VT is terrible. 0.74, terrible. An all world, all perfect, perfectly planned ETF is awful. Now, well, it's awful because it's not very much return for a lot of drawdown, right? Even more drawdown for less return. Neat combo. But if you look at VGT, QQQ, 1.41, excellent. Way above 1. 1.43 QQQ, winner, right? And then SPY is a measly 1.1, but still good enough, right? This index fund proxy is still good enough. You can figure out a plan, a long-term plan with SPY. This, though, awful, right? So what if we did individual stocks? I don't recommend that. I'm not going to put my financial future on news headlines for a single company. If AI crashes, .com crash once again, I don't want to be in a single company, but let's do it anyway. Apple from July 2008 to now, excellent, 1.51. Lots of return for pretty much the same drawdown across the board. Microsoft, a little bit better. And how do those compare to QQQ? Spoiler alert, number one. Similar, right? These are a little better, but these can also go to zero. Now, is Microsoft going to zero? Probably not, right? But this isn't going to zero for sure, right? QQQ is not going to zero, right? Almost certain. And there's SPY. All of them way better than SPY. All of them, right? But the individual stocks, if you pick the right one, if you don't, it goes to zero. So again, that's a problem. Okay, so let's pull out $5,000 a month. How much would we need? We'll just start with a number. We pull out $5K every month. Can our account still grow? Well, let's look at Apple. Yes, the answer is yes. This took out $5K each month, $60,000 a year. And look, $800,000 turned into $25 million. So again, this is from 2008. So that's a lot of years, but it did fine. Yeah, there was some bad drawdown along the way, but Apple could have done it. Microsoft easily could have done it. And QQQ could have done it, right? It's safer, and 800 would turn into 5.1 million over this time. Pulling out money each month. Now, how would you do that? You'd have to sell shares, of course, right? That's a whole other topic, but it can be done. SPY, index fund favorite? Yes, he could have done it, but 800 really didn't grow that much. Only 2.8% per year. And not that great. Growth is better, right? So the bottom line, as you saw, I don't need to put it on the screen, do I? If we're going to rank the ETFs, VGT or QQQ are both number one. It depends. Sometimes if you look at the Sortino from the last 5-6 years, it's VGT. But as you saw from the slides, QQQ since 2008 is number one. But they're very, very close. And they're way better than SPY. If you look at the DIA, the Dow, the Russell, VGT, QQQ better. So there you go. The winner is QQQ. Yay. Again, it's not how much you can make. It's how much we can pull out. To do that, you can't have drawdowns. You got to get bang for your buck. So it's easy now, right? Just look at a ranking list based on returns to drawdown, and those are the ones that are best for what we want to actually do with actual money. And that's pretty cool, right? All we have to do is not lose 77% in a single year while still making a little bit of money. All right, so that's the list. If you want to join the dividend income program, I actually have a ranking list of over 60. I think it's 66 or 67. I have a whole bunch of ETFs, and we rank them according to Sortino. So if you become a member, you can take a look at that. Plus, in the DIP program, we get all sorts of ways to try to pull 5K out per month. Again, that's an arbitrary number. It can be any amount per month, but I want real-life solutions, which is why we're talking here. And if any of this is useful, please like and subscribe. And, of course, this is not financial advice. Do not risk any money you cannot afford to lose. That's all for now. Be back soon. See you then.